Hey y'all, what's going on? Hey, today I'm gonna give you a good old Peter McKinnon, what's up? So hey, welcome back to yet another video today. We're excited. This is video number 5 of our 6-part series on insulin resistance and why it matters. And today, we're gonna be talking about the dreaded word stress. Oh, I know, did I just say that word? Intro. For some people, this word could sum up the entire year of 2020. Now, I know a lot of us understand that stress can be really impactful on the body in a negative way, but sometimes I really wonder if people know just how bad stress can impact their lives. It impacts every metabolic pathway in the body and can age you just about faster than anything on the planet. And here's the kicker, guys. Your body doesn't know the difference between real physiological stress and perceived stress. Your metabolic pathways respond the same way whether it's real or not. I wanted to explain that so we could set the stage and help you understand how stress is impacting blood sugar and insulin in such a negative way. First, it's important to know that there's different types of stressors that people deal with on a regular basis. It could be an emotional stress that you're dealing with from something that happened at work, or a relational type of stress that you're dealing with whether it's friends or family members, or it could be a physical stress from demands that are being placed on the body physically, or it could be toxic stressors. Now, this is a topic that we'll be talking about more extensively on the next video. Now, toxic stressors are things that we utilize on a daily basis. These could be chemicals that we're ingesting through our food or just regular skincare products. Things like lotions, deodorants, toothpaste, shampoos, soaps, and the list goes on, but I won't bore you with all that. And then you add in the year 2020 to the mix. Does this sound like I'm exaggerating? Hey, welcome to the average America in today's culture. No wonder we have so much chronic disease and obesity. So here's the thing. Stress impacts your physiology in so many different ways. Everything from your hormones to brain function to gut and digestive health, and it ultimately all drives more inflammation in the body. We could spend countless hours talking about how stress impacts each one of these pathways differently, but on this video, we want to talk about how stress impacts blood sugar and insulin specifically. Now, some of you may have heard of the stress hormone called cortisol. And if you ever have that stubborn belly fat that you just can't get rid of and you're wondering like, what the heck is going on? Oftentimes it's due to this stress hormone. So to get rid of that stubborn belly fat, it's going to be key and critical to eliminate a lot of the stress in your life. I know that's easier said than done. So here's what happens. When you have stress in your life, your body releases this hormone cortisol. Cortisol's job and responsibility is to signal the release of stored sugar from your liver and your muscle. Remember on the last video, we talked about how your body stores sugar in the form of glycogen in the muscle and the liver? And this is important because remember that we need to have access to energy at a moment's notice when we have high energy demands or when we have some sort of stress in our life. Now just play along with me for a second. Imagine you're getting chased by a bear. Now, I know this wouldn't probably happen in today's modern society, but for the sake of illustrating how stress works in the body, let me give you a little analogy to help you make more sense of it. Okay, so imagine yourself, you're in the wilderness, you come in contact with this bear. He stands up and he's like, raw! Automatically, you're freaked out, right? What's gonna happen physiologically is cortisol and adrenaline are gonna release, tapping into stored blood sugar. Your eyes are gonna dilate. You're gonna have this amazing focus. Your veins are gonna constrict so you have more blood to the working muscle to allow you to be able to run away from this bear, right? So you're running, you got this amazing focus, you're weaving out in and out of trees. Everything seems to almost slow down because you can see everything with such clarity. That's kind of what's going on. Again, it's kind of like a survival mechanism like I was explaining. Now, imagine you're at your desk on a daily basis, you have this emotional stress, and you're having that same physiological response in the body. Here's the thing, you're gonna get the same cortisol and adrenaline release, which is gonna tap into the sugar in your liver and your muscles, releasing that sugar into the bloodstream. So now you have this excess amount of sugar, but you're sitting at this desk having this emotional or perceived stress. Here's the main difference. If you were getting chased by a bear, you would have high physical demands on the body, ultimately utilizing that sugar that's in the bloodstream for energy. Whereas if you have emotional or perceived stress all throughout the day, whether you're at work and you're sitting at your desk, more than likely you don't have a lot of physical demands. That sugar is released into the bloodstream and it's not being able to be utilized because you don't have the physical demands. So therefore, the blood sugar actually gets converted into triglycerides, again, which is your stored form of fat, and going back into storing it more in the belly area. So that's essentially how cortisol is impacting this belly fat or the stubborn fat that you just can't get rid of, and why it's super important to eliminate a lot of these stressors in your life. Now again, I know that's easier said than done, and here's what I've come to notice. When I'm working with people, oftentimes it really comes down to two main types of stressors. There's stressors that are in your control, and there's stressors that are out of your control. So here's what I like to coach people to do, is to really look at your life and look at the things that are in your control. We've got so many different things on our plate. Oftentimes we have multiple kids and they all have different sports. We're running everywhere, trying to keep up with the house, our jobs. And then you add on top of that a lot of the other events and demands that are placed on top of your life. And there's so much that you have going on, causing you stress all throughout the day. Some of these things we need to take a look at your priorities and see what are some of the things that we need to cut out that are causing more stress in my life. Now, the other aspect of stress are things that are out of your control. These could be things like a death in the family. Now, this is something that, again, like is out of your control, and you just got to figure out how to manage that stress the best that you can. But for the most part, I think it's more than the former of people really adding too much into their life. They're not prioritizing what's important. So what I like to do and encourage others to do as well is to list out your priorities. For example, mine are my faith in God, my family, my fitness, finances, and then all the other things that are underneath that. And so that way you can look at your priorities and look at what you're doing in the day and how much time am I putting towards each one of those priorities. Figure out what those things are, and then on top of that, there's some other supplemental things that you might be able to do, adding some vitamin D and some magnesium, doing a lot of these other aspects of the 5 key categories that I talked about, getting good exercise, first of all, nutrition, exercise, sleep, we talked about last video, and then again, eliminating a lot of the stress. You put all these lifestyle factors together, guys, you wouldn't believe how much better you're gonna feel just on a daily basis. So with that said, the next video is gonna be talking about toxic exposures that we addressed earlier in this video. So guys, hey, if you like this information, make sure you like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. We would love it. If that's not your thing, that's okay too, but God bless you all. Have a great day and peace.